What is the trigger law?
For here in Utah, abortion is completely illegal.
Does the congressman agree with that?
No, he does not like the trigger laws. He has not come out and stated it. That's a problem.
Why can't he say it?
He won't win. People think we're a rhino, and people think we're an establishment conservative. So it's like...
So how does he make people think that, try to keep that establishment? How can he...
He stays quiet.
But don't you think it's better that he's not here then? Just...
Yeah. That's kind of our strategy. It's kind of what we're hoping for. I don't usually share this with people, so I
James O'Keefe here in Utah, following the upcoming congressional race. Daniel Stevens is the field director for Congressman John Curtis of Utah. Curtis is currently battling Chris Herod in the upcoming Republican primary to retain a seat on Capitol Hill for a third term. That primary is June 28th. Stevens spoke with one of our journalists recently and explained how Representative Curtis switched parties from Democrat to Republican in order to win the seat in Utah's heavily red 3rd District.
John actually won the Republican nomination.
As a Republican?
As a Republican. He switched I think he switched that year to be able to run.
So he only switched just so he could run as a Republican?
Yeah.
Why?
He saw that it was ineffective to be a Democrat in Utah Valley, or Utah County. And so...
They just won't vote for you.
They just won't vote for you.
Stevens goes on to say that Curtis has intentionally hidden or misrepresented his views on key issues to voters in order to win and retain his seat. And the field director attributes some of the congressman's success to voter ignorance in Utah.
It might not be the truth, right? That's just...
It goes back to the voters.
Exactly. They're not willing to do the research. They want it to be easy.
It's voter ignorance.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. So
we can manipulate that.
Yeah.
And use it to win.
Yeah.
Do you think Utah people really notice with his policies if he's a registered Republican?
The idealistic part of me wants to say yes, but I know no.
They don't notice.
No. And in Utah, which was fascinating because most of the sentiment that I hear about Romney is disapproval, but it's also because I work with a lot of crazies. Not with John Curtis, but I get phone calls and texts from constituents all over the place and
crazy.
Yeah.
And that's crazy Republicans.
Yeah. Stevens thought about voters' inability to make informed decisions, even calling some in his own party crazy. Stevens goes on to explain Curtis's stance on abortion, which they believe would cost him the election. Part of their strategy is to keep Curtis in Washington away from the voters.
What is the trigger law?
So when Roe v. Wade gets overturned, right? Or whatever the language is there, because I still have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Some states, especially the state of Utah, has what they call a trigger law, which basically says the moment that's gone, this is a new law of the land, right?
Which is?
For here in Utah, abortion is completely illegal, which is fascinating. I never thought that Governor Cox would get into something so...
egregious.
Yeah, exactly. Restrictive. I don't think it solves any problems. I think you're going to run into a lot more unhealthy, marginalized communities that get, unproductive care. Right?
Yeah. Does the congressman agree with that?
No, he does not like the trigger laws.
And he stated that.
He has not come out and stated it. That's a problem when it comes to Republican primary, right?
Why can't he say it?
He won't win. And then you have a far right person,
which is Herod.
Yeah.
Last year we lost, depends on which numbers you look at, 600, 700, 800,000 babies to abortion. And I'll tell you what, you tell me how we get that to zero, and I'm at the table to talk about whatever it takes to get that to zero.
Yeah, you said polling is 5-1?
5-1 right now. People think we're a rhino, and people think we're an establishment conservative. So it's
So how does he make people think that, try to keep that establishment? How can he...
He stays quiet.
About what he really thinks.
Yeah.
But don't you think it's better that he's not here then?
Yeah.
And he'll get the votes naturally incumbent.
Yeah. That's kind of our strategy. It's kind of what we're hoping for.
I've been invited to moderate this debate organized by the Utah Debate Commission. As you can see, John Curtis is not on stage today. He is traveling as part of his congressional commitments.
I don't usually share this with people, so
If John Curtis opposes Utah's abortion trigger laws and wants to keep those views hidden from voters until after the election, what other views might he be keeping from the people he represents? We followed up her comment to clarify his statements.